to be throwing ourselves here into our next set. So the next match we're going to have up here is going to be FNS up against PPL, the PP Legends. So PPL not doing too great so far throughout the tournament. I believe that they're currently 0-4 in records. They've only lost their sets so far. FNS sitting pretty here, top 3 with 2 wins and 2 ties here on NASL East. So let's see what we could potentially be looking at here. FNS has got some pretty well-known players as well, with players like Barcode, Puffy, and the Joker. And PP Legends might have some more up-and-coming names with Maddie, Average Alex, and Fiery on the main roster. I'm excited to see kind of what interesting plays in different turnarounds we might be seeing here if FNS wants to experiment a little bit with this match, if they what comps they want to be thrown out here, and of course what PPL has to offer here as well. What do you think we're looking at, Mystic?
So we have PPL is a newer team in just terms of like people that we've seen in tournament. Maddie kind of being like a new person to the scene. They are at the bottom, but I believe in them. So.
Yeah, we're seeing some Twitch chat rally cries right here behind PP Legends. We're going for that PPL sweep. Let's see if it can happen.
Yeah, I trust in them. They have what it takes. You know, this is a great experience for them. You know, even if it ends up with a loss, I want to see them play more. And it's going to be in FNS's favor, right? There's going to be an uphill battle. FNS containing 3 of like the top players, and just if you're just talking about pure solo queue mentality, people that we haven't seen participate in tournaments too much. I would say Barcode has participated quite a bit, but in terms of like the stayers, these are people who are just individually really strong top players against PPL, who are really good as well, right? We're not like that much lower here. We have like multiple Omega players on each side. They have what it takes, but in terms of the team composition, I participated today, right, for the first time, and I saw how much teamwork you need in order to play well, right? Like I was playing like a solo queue player, and I didn't realize how much the level or the skill ceiling can go when you are in this competitive setting, how much the teamwork enables. So if they have that under wraps, PPL can use that to kind of leverage their individual skill versus the teamwork of the communications, and that could be what it takes to win this, to win a game or to win both.
Mm-hmm. I'm really excited to see what we got coming up front. So hopefully we'll be throwing ourselves over into it really, really soon here.
Yeah, I think we are starting. We can see draft soon, and yeah, there we go. So we are going into it here. It's going to be Atlas Lab going into the draft. We have Addy, Fiery, Average Alex for PP Legends, and then FNS will be Barcode, Mind Blank, Puffy, and Joker here.
Yep. Do want to mention that one of the subs here on the side of PP Legends, although not currently playing this set, is Hamster Quest, who I just believe hit top 20 on ladder not too long ago. So again, right, lots of talent here coming out from both sides. We're seeing Drakkar and Kai bans. Both these characters we kind of see playing that goalie, almost aggressive midfielder too. Lots of range presence, whether it be the Shotgun Blast, the Barrages, the Giga Blast, whatever. Oh, and of course the Xeno Club, can't forget that comes beside Drakkar. So solid bans to try and kind of decompose some of that defensive / aggressive pivoting from both sides. And now I think we've got our rosters lined up here. What do you think we're looking at, Mystic?
So Maddie on the Estelle here isn't able to pick up the... I actually didn't see the ban for FNS. So I saw the Drakkar ban going out, targeting Puffy's Drakkar there. Those Kai was, okay, so Maddie taking off his signature Kai here on the Estelle. I want to see how well he performs here, but Average Alex, take a look. Joker is already being so aggressive. Both forwards of PP Legends down to nearly nothing. Fiery in position to get taken off the map. Seeing if they can do anything about it. Playing from the back foot, one barrier taken down already. And yeah, it's like we're starting this game off super strong for FNS here. Fiery taking out both barriers gone. Joker, although low, is in a really good position here. Puffy solo able to make that first point of the game.
Yep, that piercing shot just lines up so perfectly, and Estelle's gonna land that perfect snipe. And that was a very quick route. So I'm just kind of speechless. My brain's a little scrambled because I just saw a lot of abilities go out and a lot of well-executed combos here, and especially for damage output, landing early KOs and something. The core is just in the goal. What can you do? But Barcode is going to drop a barrier lock here on Atlas's lap. With the Atlas, the Astral Projection trying to come out preemptively for a little bit of defensive play. Magic Maelstrom's going to go up here, coming out from Average Alex. Piercing shot again from Maddie, trying to redirect strike shot to Piercing Thorns. Great save here from Barcode with the core flip. and one is actually going to go down here for the side of Finesse. And this is where PPL can make something happen. This is the 2v3 situation that they really want. Fiery is going to get cracked here. We're going to have Asherwall coming here from Joker to kind of walk up. He's going to take down the Gravity Well in the center, and both barrier locks are open. The goal is open. Maddie is back on the side of Finesse, but can, on PPL rather, but can Finesse make something happen, or is this going to be the PPL sweep?
Yeah, Joker with a great play on the barrier. They're kind of like one-man army on the Asher, who is known to be, or I'd say, kind of thought to be nerfed, but taken out from, I was going to say the Atlas Well taken out Joker, almost leading to a score there even without him, but Maddie able to pick up the core flip, but just not fast enough here. I think he rose warped more forward there before, so he didn't have it to kind of come back here. Character's just not fast, right? You don't have the rose warp, you don't have the defensive ability to jump back and then catch the core.
Yeah, it doesn't help that there aren't a lot of awakenings on board just yet. That might help increase the size, move the speed, but yeah, that's a very early KO right there onto the Joker. And that Asher presence not being there is going to help a lot, but it didn't seem to matter too much when both barrier locks went down. This would be core flip from Barcode to try and save it, but it's going to be a great rebound here for Average Alex to take down the barrier lock on the second. Let's go down as well. Both goals are open. Average Alex going to land the bewitching beam to out-snipe Barcode here and land the first point for PPL.
Great work from Average Alex there, kind of showing us a little bit of what Corey did in the last round on Era. And this is, like we see here, they were able to get both barriers, even while down a person, I believe, or it was Joker who was down. Either way, like, you can see that they are being aggressive here. I like the way they're playing. Fiery a little bit low, though, might get taken down from Joker. Average Alex walking up, has the core flip, pops it. Not enough to get through Barcode. He is able to hold it down. Doesn't have any abilities right now. If they can bring it up, Fiery able to get the man advantage here. They have the position here. Barcode should still uses his primary there, should not have a Cosmic Expanse ready. And here, I want to see them spread out a little bit more. They're a little bit too clumped up here. You can get into a better scoring position if you kind of get your forward spread out more vertically there. But having to fall back from that aggressive spot, still have both barriers up though. You know, they're not looking bad yet, but Fiery has to live out until the stagger bar is fully recovered, and there it is.
That's tough, and yeah, this is kind of the re-stabilization that Finesse was looking for. PPL had a fantastic aggressive position, but as you said, the kind of forward position that didn't really allow for Sport to properly go in made it rough. And now that Finesse is kind of back, they got all their players back up. They only need one barrier lock left to open up the goal on the other side. This is Puppy trying to go for this snipe. We got core flip. Look at these angles. Fiery trying to follow up on it too. Great stop here from Maddie, trying to pass up to Average Alex, but the Joker is way up front, and there's going to be Fiery on this KO streak to pass it in. Now we're tied up for 2-2 in this first set between PP Legends and Finesse.
Fiery able to take out Barcode, and it was good clear from Maddie, being able to bring it all the way back over to him. Free goal for them, tying this up 2-2, even though it looks like Finesse has the advantage here. Or they're playing as if they had the advantage. It is PP Legends who are still making a comeback. They're on the back foot the entire time, but it's never enough here to actually finish this off. Atlas, well, goes down here. The ultimate comes down as well. Joker staggered, might get taken out by Fiery. Not enough. The primary from Asher is able to push him back, but both forwards getting traded off here. Now we're in a 1v1 situation with the forwards and the goalies. Barcode able to walk up here, get the Cosmic Expanse, good primary as well. Enough to get that final lock, giving them a little bit of an advantage.
True. Now this is the time for Finesse to really push forward. Joker is back on the field. Asher Wall is going to go up. There's the barrier beam. Asher projected and pass back to himself. They do a bit of dribbling. Average Alex is cracked. We have the core flip. Great teleport. Great blink there from Maddie to just barely save it. Asher projection to keep it competitive here on the top side. And the Joker lands an amazing angle to close it out. And this first set is going to be going to the side of Finesse. But honestly, PPL wasn't looking too bad there. Although it did seem a little stressful that, like you said, they're playing on their back foot is kind of what it felt like the entire time. They still put up a great fight and were able to score 2 points going into that final round here in the first set. So I'm excited to see where PPL can take it from here. We're going to have Awakenings to really start building momentum. We're getting Estelle picking up big fish from the side of Finesse. Stacks on stacks here. Oh my goodness, it's getting dangerous.
Yeah, even though it was Finesse who won this round, we can see kind of the positioning of the carousel. It is PP Legends who have a little bit of an EXP advantage. We have Maddie being able to position himself in front of Barcode, getting the extra special there. Not sure if Barcode would have opted in to take it away from him, but at least you have that advantage here. So it's not all lost for for PP Legends. And I just noticed it is 6 primetime start. I didn't even consider that in the beginning here. So this is kind of why we're seeing such damage being brought out from both teams here. Fiery getting knocked all over the place. It manages to stay alive though from the primary of Puffy, and now it is 1-1 in barrier locks. Fiery still in a position to get taken out. We're trying to see, like, you can see Joker is like, do I go for him? Do I not go for him? The here too. Fiery kind of just taking the position over by Barcode. He's like, you know what? I'll let my team handle this. They'll bring it over to me.
That's right. Now they're trying to push some sort of advantage either direction. Crystal Thorn's going to be coming out, but the Joker's in the right spot to kind of mitigate that impact. Gravity Well's going to explode, passing it back into Magic Maelstrom, giving it back to the side of Barcode. Core Flip is now up. Maddie trying to build that Core Flip as well. Fire taking a bit of damage. Great breakthrough here from the Joker to put himself in the right spot. Barrier Beam, Astral Wall as well being thrown out. All these resources come from the Joker. Now they have been ensmalled, and their impact is a little bit less here, as it's going to be going off to the lower side of the map. Puffy trying to play this 1v2 Gravity Well explosion. We do have Core Flip on the side of Maddie. Great snipe here. That piercing shot is fantastic. Barcode passing it back. A little bit of dribbling. Great defensive play. It's going to go straight up to the Joker. And the Joker in the right place at the right time passes it right in. First point here for Finesse. But again, PPL not looking too far behind.
Yeah, so over there, Puffy pretty much had full control in the midfield. We had a matchup of Fiery versus Puffy there, and Puffy was winning every single interaction. It is Average Alex who is your midfielder. You want to put him against the Estelle here. Don't let Fiery go up against him. You're going to lose every time and just have no control. If you're in that situation, make sure you swap. Give Average Alex the chance to go up against the Estelle and let Fiery kind of handle the Asher, or just ignore it altogether and go sit on Barcode. But we're seeing the midfield play here, but Fiery, a little bit of fire in his soul, taking out Puffy. Barcode able to hold it down though, so they are a man down. Lose the first barrier, lose the second barrier too. They can score right here, tying it up 1-1, and that's exactly what happened.
Fiery soloed the universe right there. All those speed rush that rush is huge. After landing that KO, running around, dribbling to yourself, opening both those barrier locks, just maneuvering across everyone, make sure they can't get their hands on the core, or winning those core wars, the strike duels, and then just dropping in the score with the last flaming punch right there. It's huge. It's huge. The Fiery Fist. One of those. Something up there.
Phoenix Flame, Fire Punch, something. There's fires in
flurry.
somewhere. Yeah, it's there. It's a little bit of Fire Nation action over here. And Fiery walking up once again, trying to get in a position where he can use the Core Flip. We have the Cosmic Expanse gone for Barcode, but it was enough to clear it out, and it's now Finesse who have the advantage, got both of the barriers. Average Alex walking it back, able to get one back, and Fiery sees the opportunity there to get the KO. Dash punching from Narnia, and able to reach it over just because of how far that ability combo goes.
Yeah, Fiery trying to retract just a little bit to help defend. Also burning that Core Flip when they're in a really good spot. The core was just right outside of it. It's super unfortunate. Could have helped keeping Fiery's aggressive presence right there near the barrier locks. But since the goal is open, you do have to be careful. But Puffy, FPS, with that great aim, is able to line it up and take the next point.
And Maddie misplacing the Rose Warp there just slightly, ends up pushing it back into his own goal. No worries, Maddie. I believe in you. You got this. So able to keep going.
PPL sweep.
PPL sweep. It is 2-1. They're not completely out of this yet. So, and we've been seeing Fiery get really aggressive here. He's getting these KOs with Juliet here. So it's not like they're down that much pressure either. We're seeing them with the stacks on Fiery. He's now able to keep up way more with Puffy. You can see he just took the core away from Puffy over there, able to get that final barrier, making so much space on top of Barcode, forces the ultimate out. Actually perfect timing, gets the safe Joker because of it. So
yeah, and Joker's gonna be right back in a good spot too to help retract this Core Flip. Astral Projecting's gonna slip right through it. Barcode still does have Core Flip up though. They're the Crystal Thorns coming out both ways from both Maddie and Puffy. There's a KO. Fiery is down, even though the Joker is broken. Puffy is still able to apply so much pressure to get the second barrier lock. Great Astral Projecting there to bounce off of, and the piercing shot to beat the strike duels. And the next set goes to Finesse.
Yeah, the Rose Warp sending it kind of back into the Estelle primary, so Puffy was still able to hit it, even though Maddie tried to clear that. Wasn't enough. 3-1, giving them the 2-0 round advantage. We have Joker up first. Let's see what he takes. Most likely built different. No, going for the Unstoppable. Seems like he is dying enough that he does not want to get handled by Fiery anymore. Built different instead, going over to Puffy, I believe, so that denies it from Fiery. Barcode, not sure what he's going to take here. Going for the Pondering. I do like that a lot. You have time here on Atlas to pick up the orb, and Atlas has long cooldowns, right? So the more cooldown reduction you can get, he's a really good user of it. The Cosmic Expanse having more astral projections as well, it makes locking down and hunkering on this final barrier way easier for him, and he's playing pretty aggressively. Oh my goodness, getting juggled on that bottom left corner by the Asher ultimate. Fiery almost ready to get taken out here. Joker just not able to find the angle though. Fiery is most likely going to be able to regain his health in a position, but it is Finesse who get both of the barriers first. Average Alex trying to fight back with all his heart here, but it doesn't seem like it is enough. Look at the aggression and the synergy here. They are both in the same spot. Like, Fiery is sitting on top of Barcode, and he's hoping for a pass to come through. But when you have both forwards of Joker and Puffy able to attack here, and you have Puffy who's so good at getting these rebounds, it's like there's nowhere to clear for them.
Yeah, that is so absolutely scary and dangerous. It's looking a lot tougher here for PPL, especially since we saw that super confident aggressive play there from Barcode early on to just walk up to center field and throw these astral projections in a very well-placed Cosmic Expanse that won the multiple strike moves back-to-back. They're just going to pick up another KO here onto Fiery as well, not letting Fiery play the game anymore. And because of that, because of the confidence, the swagger that Finesse is walking with right now, they're able to secure so much more for themselves, whether it be tons of damage output, open these barrier locks, and finally landing with these points. As we see Surplus in the chat saying Puffy FPS is so good, I will have to agree. These snipes are absolutely incredible. The Crystal Thorns and the Piercing Shot, which is so strong. It is very hard here. Again, okay, great core flip save here from Maddie. That's one time you can do. We have the Blink as well, the Rose Warp. But we're going to have Astral Wall coming up, the Astral Projection as well. Average Alex pushing up here with Era, taking so much damage, about to be cracked. He's going to throw out the Elusive as a Hail Mary at the last second. Barco still defending this final lock. Puffy trying to blink in. Great blink back here from Maddie as well. Does the Elusive to beat out that flurry? But the Joker's going to walk in here with the core flip and secure this next point. 1 point away here from taking this entire larger game in the BO2 between Finesse and PP Legends.
Yeah, one thing I want to mention here as well is I like the way Barcode is playing up, because he has the Orb of Pondering, right? He's using his abilities more quickly, and he's kind of winning the lottery when it comes to these orb placements. Exactly where he was standing was where the orbs were spawning. He was just getting these free cooldowns over and over again. And we saw him play almost like a Dubu there. And you can see where he's walking up, right? He's catching these rebounds, making it so that his forwards don't have to come back and chase it all. It allows them to save their cooldowns and position into a more aggressive spot. And exactly because of that, even though it is 2v3 in a sense at the goal line, because Barcode is standing there, we can just see this constant churning of like Barcode feeding them cores over and over again, and then using more attacks, and eventually it'll get through.
Yep, and that confident 3-0 is what Finesse is going to walk away taking this first game. Oh my goodness. I do admit we're going to have to eat our words just a little bit, how we made the Dubu Atlas comparison beforehand, because especially at the end when Barcode gained that confidence to start walking up, start placing those midfield Cosmic Expanse and Astral Projections, suddenly it did feel like you were playing that Dubu. We have a lot of movement potential here. You're pushing people around a lot with things like the primary and the secondary that Atlas has to offer. And on top of that, still trying to defend if you need to, but like sometimes the best defense is just a fantastic offense. And they really pulled that into full swing there for that last game on Finesse. And that's why it was a solid 3-0 in that set, right? Not a single point coming out from PPL. It really felt like Finesse, got their kind of game plan together and figured out how they wanted to counteract what PPL was putting out. Because it felt like it was a lot closer in those earlier sets. And finally, Finesse thought, okay, I think we figured out Barcode, just walk up a little bit, get something going. But of course, it helps that we have these awakenings to get the ball rolling as well. There's just so much to offer here. It is absolutely incredible. But we're going to be hopefully moving into our next game there. What do you think we could see as some sense of improvement going on for this next game, specifically for PP Legends? Because we know their fan base is massive. The PPL sweep has to happen. How do we rewrite history right here, Mystic? What are we looking at?
It's kind of tough. One thing that I would hope to see, even if it doesn't happen in this game, we're going to see Maddie's Kai get banned, it seems like, and it's a pretty effective ban towards them. I really think he needs to pick up the IME goalie. It is so much more aggressive. It can offer so much more help to your forwards in terms of damage, KO potential, and then having your turret as an additional scoring option, even from like the safety of your own goal. So I want to see a little bit of a goalie change up there. Like I said, even if it doesn't come out this game, that's the improvement that I want to see. In terms of the forwards, I don't think they were doing that poorly, but it was like the presence. I would say that Fiery was getting a good amount of kills, but even then, Joker and Puffy were so much more effective in their attacks, right? But there's a lot of times that we saw Fiery standing on top of Barcode while Joker and Puffy were 2v2ing the enemy net, and they were able to get both barriers and then score, and then Fiery was kind of just sitting around, not in a position to do anything. So a little bit more coordination. It kind of is tough because you put a lot of pressure on Average Alex and Maddie to clear there. And yes, if they are goated people and they can get it out, you can play that play style. But if you aren't able to win the 2v2 back at the net, you have to come back and play the 3v2 just to clear and then get yourself back into neutral. So I'm hoping to see some improvements there. We are going into the next match. Loading up, we have Demon Deus here going right into draft.
Oh boy, yeah, these fast repositionings we're gonna need on, especially the side of PP Legends, to really adapt to the way the characters and their interactions are playing, especially in that center field. It's tough and scary. Yeah, we're heading ourselves into draft, trying to take a look. We're getting Drakkar banned as the highlight. There it is, Drakkar, and yeah, Kai's gonna be banned out again onto Maddie, but we're seeing Vice being the pick here from Average Alex this time around. We're still seeing the Asher from the side of Finesse. Unsurprisingly, the Joker probably sticking with it. The Asher was absolutely a monster. I saw someone in chat mention that, Odyssey lied to us. Asher didn't get nerfed at all, especially as a forward. Still exactly an incredible character. That might be out for the jury. That could be up for debate. But the Joker's presence in the last game was undeniable as extremely important. So we're seeing a Vice pivot this time around. Instead of the previous pick, and we're still seeing a Barcode on the Atlas. I'm pretty excited here. The Estelle still remaining on the side of Maddie, but no longer are we seeing the Estelle on Puffy. Puffy's got great aim with the FPS moniker, but you can do some pretty crazy things with Vice and great aim as well. So let's see how much damage Puffy can do right now.
Yeah, I think the Vice pickup on both sides is really good here. Vice just having the ability to chain damage off the primary because you're so close to each other, but Fiery starting off the first round with the KO. He is low, but he's not staggered yet. So walking back, letting Maddie take up the forward position in the time being. Barcode and Puffy really low as well. I wasn't able to see. I'm not sure if you caught the starting awakenings there. Oh, perfect timing.
Oh, there it is.
We have another 6 prime times here. And it is actually PP Legends breaking the first 2 barriers and then getting the score here, which is really big because take a look at Joker right now. He is level 1 and he is a good amount of EXP away. Having the level advantage here, especially that and Barcode, it usually ends up leading. Like if you have one team at level 2 and the other team at level 1, it usually ends up leading to like a free point majority of the time. But Puffy getting chunked, Fiery getting chunked so quickly here. Good elusive from Fiery, able to walk out of the supernova. Atlas does have the ultimate down here to confirm. Oh, perfect timing there, just as it disappears. Able to confirm snipe. Trade Vice kills the Vice. Using the Thunderstruck to reposition here. They are down both barriers though. Let's see if they can at least turn this into one ring.
Yep, solid stall there from Barcode just to wait for Puffy to get back here. Thunderstruck. Okay, Puffy in the right spot. They're very aggressive blink right there. Joker trying to push back, passing on not the core, but an entire other player over to Puffy to finally finish it out and land the KO there. Great angles here on Puffy as well. Trying to push up the Joker. Oh my goodness, that power core snipe could have been everything, but fantastic core flip there from Average Alex. And just the instant spawn into Supernova. Throw out this damage, throw out these KOs. It could be absolutely massive. Barcode also has core flip. It's going to whiff. But Joker is about to maintain possession. He's going to get robbed away. Fiery still broken. Nice piercing shot there to redirect all this momentum back on the side of Finesse. And PPL is really trying to play up. Maddie does have core flip available. There's a KO there for the side of PPL. Can they make something big happen here? They're keeping it high. They're not able to secure this goal barrier. No, vertical positioning as we kind of talked about before. But Fiery is still able to walk up and finally land the goal barrier. Fiery taking a lot of damage to the Crystal Thorns, almost entirely negated by offensive pressure here. Average Alex blinking in a little too aggressively. There is the Supernova. A great elusive here from Puffy, keeping themselves alive. There's the power cord building up that momentum, passing back right now for both the Joker and Puffy. Barcode going to throw the Cosmic Expanse to maintain it to midfield, pushing to the left. Maddie and Fiery trying to defend. Joker going for that breakthrough, almost landing the score here. Oh my goodness, what an intense round. Astral Projection is finally going to land it. It's going to slide along the edge of Demon Days and secure this next point here for Finesse. 1-1 in this second larger game in this first set.
Yeah, PP Legends were holding on pretty long over there, but it was FNS able to find the angle at the end of the day. And we can still see here, it's a lot of the time it's Fiery down to almost no HP. It's actually Maddie right now, having to go back and constantly play, like, rotate goalies around, not able to put on that pressure. Maddie getting taken out immediately. When you, with prime time, not only is the extra ability so much damage, it's 10% damage boost. The man advantage was enough to do a little bit of passing there and secure a goal. Very quick point there, about 24 seconds. Going into what could be the final point of this first round.
Right, starting here. That last round, FNS looks so much more dominant. They're trying to kind of reclaim what they are repositioning here on this new map. Calls for sometimes a little bit of strategizing and how they kind of want to approach this. But again, Barcode now playing up. But oh my goodness, a little bit of too much aggressiveness here coming up from the side of FNS. They're going to drop a KO, and this is PPL's turn. This is their time to try to push something, at least get one barrier lock if possible. Man, fantastic defense here from FNS, and the Joker is right back up and healthy. Gonna have to drop the elusive to not take that Thunderstruck stun and damage. Astral Projection help defend. Passing along Crystal Thorns, pushing back here to Barcode. Can they do it? Puppey is broken right here. Fiery's gonna drop the flurry. Puppey's gonna get sent all around and take the blink to push them forward. Maybe sniped in the opposing goal, and Puppey's gonna go down.
Yeah, they do. Again, we have this situation where it's PB Legends up on a player, but they're down both of their rings at the moment. Joker might be taken out here. They should not allow him to heal up, but he has an elusive there just enough. He is really low once again, almost staggered. One more. Let's see what Maddie is able to do here, because Joker is not moving. He does not care. He is staggered in the enemy goalie, and it is Fiery taken out first. And what an angle there. Puffy finding the perfect shot going along the bottom section of the goal.
Puffy just held that supernova for so long, and the longer you hold it, of course, the more range and more damage it's going to do. And it ended up kind of hitting the edge of where Maddie was standing as the primary goalie right there. And with Maddie down and Fiery also completely staggered, there's not a whole lot of defensive play the team had left to offer. And that's just going to be a nice, perfect angle for FNS to close out that first set here. Now we're going to Awakening Carousel.
I don't know if the visual bug, but Barcode did not pick right away yet. Taking specialized training there will allow him to get a little bit more healing. It's kind of a deny from Vice as well, but it's hard to say. We have Deadeye taken away, Deadeye taken to Puffy, which is actually really big here, because I think the Supernova range at max distance does actually proc Deadeye. Either way, you'll get it chained from, you'll get it proccing quite frequently from the primary, and especially from the Thunderstruck. And Joker almost finding a kill on Fiery there. Used both of his primaries, no longer available now, but is Puffy who gets the first barrier on himself here. It's actually 1-1 on the barriers.
Ooh, Astral Projector and Power Cord both attempting potential snipes here. But you don't need snipes. You got the Joker walking right up and throwing out that barrier beam. And, you know, great teamwork right there. Just passing it along however you can. Once you have Asher really up front in that goal, maybe sometimes feels like they're on the slower side, but all the resource they have to offer is still extremely dangerous and very scary. And Maddie just, you know, it let him slip through right there. And it's another point here for the side of FNS. Hopping into this next round. Barcode trying to pass it up here to Puppy. And again to Joker. Staying again really up front, but they aren't able to, specifically on the side of PPL, not able to unload enough damage onto Joker to really discourage him from actually staying there. There is the Supernova to finally crack the stagger, but Joker doesn't even mind. He's going to walk right back up and do his job that he needs to do as this kind of front forward to, you know, secure these barrier locks, to secure these goals. Absolutely no fear. There's a KO too for the barrier beam. Gets staggered again. Maddie here on full stagger with core flip as well, but again, Joker doesn't care. And he's right up there.
Yeah, I like the position he's taking. He's kind of in the middle of the map, right? So even if he's staggered, almost no ability can KO him unless it's like a combo attack from multiple abilities. And there we kind of saw a flurry able to yank him all the way across. But still, even while he's staggered, he's playing his life and he's garnering so many abilities and just pressure here. They're able to stall long enough for him to come back, and Puffy almost with a great angle, but it's Maddie who has a really fort there to save it. Alex coming in with the Thunderstruck, charging down the Supernova, doesn't hit anything really, and almost getting it from the chain bounce on the Vice primary, but the rebound is enough to secure that point. 2-0 in this round, one more for making it 2-0 in sets as well, or rounds. or I don't like terminology for determining game sets, round matches here.
Don't worry, it's been confusing me all day as well. We'll figure it out. It'll flow off our tongues just as naturally as we breathe eventually. But right now, PPL, as we said, we've kind of been talking about this uphill battle they've been fighting. It seems like as these games have been going on longer and longer, it feels like it's been more time for FNS to really cement themselves. Like, I didn't really have to even talk about that round. They just pick up a KO, perfectly passed between the opponents, and Joker's in the right spot at the right time, land that point, and now we're right back into Awakening Carousel. This uphill battle, this slippery slope, seems like, PPL is able to find some footing, find some grounding very, very early on. But as they give more opportunity for FNS to adapt, to adjust, and to strategize, it's like they just keep slipping. Every time they find some sort of handhold on the side of PPL, it's like they're already getting kicked off. It is really hard to maintain any sort of momentum right now for them. It's a struggle.
Yeah, so let's go into this draft here. We have extra special for Puffy, Maddie taking Stagger Lawyer, which actually is a really big pickup, but Joker getting possibly the best pickup of everyone here. Big Fish on Asher. Not only does the size make a huge difference to your hitboxes, and just these brawler characters want nothing but size, but the extra HP is going to matter a lot. We do see Fiery get kind of bailed out, having Big Fish on the infinite slot there, so he gets to pick it up too. And we can see it already in action here. Puffy almost getting taken down, and they are for the first time in quite a bit in an advantageous state here.
Yeah, this is something they could really try to push forward. Fiery almost taking that stagger, though. Goes into the Flying Phoenix on the Joker. Is going to take a Barrier Beam to the face and is proper staggered right now. A lot of insanely quick passing back and forth. The strike duel after strike duel here in the bottom half of the map. They're finally going to pass it up, and Barcode again playing with Astro Project. And Astro Wall is going to come out, trying to build some momentum with the side of FNS, and there's Puppy Supernova as well. Not really going to land, but is going to proc some elusives. And finally, PPL is going to pick up a KO here. This is absolutely huge, insane core flip, but Maddie is right there up front to block that angle.
Zooming. This man is he is flying with the adrenaline rush there.
Yep, he was like, again, really interesting pick here for a goalie, but, Maddie told Average Alex, I put you on goalie duty, I'm going up front. Let me pick up these kills, let me pick up the score. And that's exactly what Maddie did. But now, one KO here on both sides. Crystal Thorn's going to go out. Fiery, and Maddie were trying to stall just a little bit, but once the KO was able to be picked up, they thought they could turn this around. One barrier locked down on both sides. The Joker almost about to go. Staggered, great elusive there to get past the Supernova, but the piercing shot's going to snipe.
Oh, and there it is, the adrenaline rush. Oh, Maddie's zooming once again. He is going. And it's like the Awakenings worked out for PP Legends. They have a newfound rejuvenation here. Maddie he's got the he's got the wheels on. He's going like crazy. And even through the Atlas ultimate, they are able to find these kills and get these adrenaline rush procs, which is absolutely huge, right? They have the advantage on the barrier. They play so much more further up. Fiery finally being able to put himself in positions to score, and even if it doesn't lead, more of these positions will eventually end up into a goal. So Puffy is really low. Maddie's trying to find this kill on Puffy, I'm pretty sure, just so he can get one more proc. I can see the way he's walking. He's like, ooh, can I find the angle? But it wasn't enough here. And it looks like FNS able to regain their stagger just slightly.
Oh, Puffy
evening out, yeah.
Yep. Oh, but it didn't matter. Yeah, and Fiery suddenly runs it all the way back. I love how Average Alex is ready to just be on like backup goalie duty at a moment's notice, right? The instant that Maddie, the instant Maddie's able to snipe a piercing shot or a crystal going from early anywhere on the map, and they're suddenly zooming with that adrenaline rush. Maddie is all the way on the other side of the map instantly, and Average Alex, sometimes he might even pop a thunderstruck for that.
Oh, he's going.
Defend. But oh my goodness, yeah, there we go. Maddie's up, and Average Alex is in the back. That's exactly what we're talking about. There's the Crystal Thorns. Fiery's also got the speed up. Oh, but it's going to wear off here on Maddie's end. Fiery's still trying to look to push something forward, but the Joker's
and he's going again.
Okay, there's the proc. One more. The Joker's going to go down. Fiery is up.
Great
Cosmic Expanse. Yep. We're going to have insane momentum push here on from the core. Opening up both these goals. There's a core flip. Astral Projection got to wait it out. And Average Alex drops this point. This is just very commanding. 3-0 in this set from PPL over
PP Legends sweep is possible.
Is it time? Is it time for the PPL sweep? Let's get riled up, chat. Let's see what we got going on here.
Okay. Build diff on Fiery is going to be big. He's going to be getting so many KOs here. I'm not sure what Atlas really wants to take here. Does he go for a denial here? Because if Vice gets the not, oh sorry, Maddie not getting the opportunity to pick up the stinger, because if Maddie got that stinger, it honestly could have been a wrap at that point. So really good pick up there, understanding the assignment, knowing that he cannot let that stinger through. Everything else looking pretty normal here. It is Maddie picking up Unstoppable. He has Stagger Swagger and Unstoppable. He will never get KO'd again in this for the remainder of this game here, but I'm not sure if that's going to be enough to stop Finesse. It looked really well for them last round, but they're gonna have to do it for 2 more, you know.
Yep. Fiery, oh my goodness, that's an AoE explosion of damage right there. Fiery still managing to hold on despite being staggered. Puffy taking so much damage right here, dropping the Thunderstruck. Great angles here from Fiery. Maddie trying to defend as well. Looks like they're preemptively thinking about landing a KO real quick and having Maddie already kind of walk up and have Average Alex in the back. Okay, Maddie is unfortunate not to get the Adrenaline Rush from that KO, but that's still used in 2v3. But the Joker picks up a Fiery KO, and suddenly looking really rough here. Barcode walking up very far. With that Astral Projector, Average Alex does have the Thunderstruck to have this offensive pressure. With the 2v3 is so dangerous. Puppy also trying to set in position. These power chord snipes could be so dangerous, but the core flip into the perfect angle. Puppy wasn't there, Barcode wasn't there. And landing that first point here in this next set. Are we back? Are we back, PPL bros? Is it time?
We're back. PPL believers rejoice. It's about to happen. The PPL sweep, I can see it. Every time Maddie gets an Adrenaline Rush proc, he is taking another entire chug of Red Bull before he goes on this spree.
Yeah, got amped up by that energy. Got put, throw Average Alex right in the back and put Maddie in that front line to secure these KOs, secure these barrier locks, and ultimately securing these goals. But it seems like the Joker wanted to play in the front line this time around, and Fiery's going to go down. And Fiery's a big supporting factor here for Maddie for also getting the speed boost, and of course the general offensive pressure that Juliet has. So having Fiery down is actually kind of an indirect nerf to Maddie as well. And great strategizing here from the side of Finesse to try and neutralize that threat the best they can. Maddie and Barcode both have the core flips up on these goalies. Barcode just try to keep it low here. Great Rose Warp here from Maddie, passing a piercing shot as well, winning these strike duels. But Barcode is right there to defend. Astral projected Crystal Thorns in return, firing in the right spot, but Barcode's gonna be able to kick it away. Really fantastic positioning right there. The Joker almost landing that point. This is so dangerous from both sides.
And they're able, PPL Legends is holding down, right? They're not getting KO'd yet. Maddie having to reposition himself so he gets launched towards the side of Finesse here. He has a Stagger Swag, so he can live just for another second. He will honestly be completely fine. But the movement speed is helping, right? The Stagger Swag is almost like a mini Adrenaline Rush when you proc there. Puffy might get taken down here if they can find the angle, but you can't really afford to do that when your goal is wide open. And Joker finding a really good... Finding the shot in overtime. Core is moving too fast. They're not able to protect it, but it is only 1-1. So hope is not lost yet.
Not yet. Maybe I'm thinking Maddie needs to put a check on their bloodthirst just a little bit, because again, that preemptive walking up too far, not being able to defend is very scary. Oh my goodness, Joker soloed the world right there, getting both of those barrier locks all by themselves. There's a Crystal Thorn snipe, and ooh, the bird core flip here from the Joker could be huge. Maddie's thrown out with the strike shot as well. Power core damage output. Oh, slowing down Maddie there. Great strategic power core there for Puffy, just to put Maddie in his spot for a little bit longer and not letting Maddie position so perfectly with those piercing shots of Crystal Thorns. That's huge. Big brain play here from Puffy and helping out. Both of these barrier locks are still up on the side of Finesse. We've got Thunderstruck, very aggressive all the way deep in here from Average Alex. Are we going to see the TP? No, we are not. Doesn't need to happen. Fiery trying to secure something. Not quite able to let it land just yet.
Yeah. Right now, Finesse is playing their lives way better, right? They understood that the reason why they lost the last round was due to giving Maddie these Adrenaline Rush procs. And even though they are finding KOs, Maddie isn't getting that same level of Thanos power that he was just a round ago. But they are in the advantageous position here. Joker is still down. He is back up now, but Barcode might be taken down in a second, depending on what abilities Fiery has available to him. But no, Joker using really good opportunity of his character's size over there, walking up the core and kind of alleviating some of that pressure that they had on before. But Average Alex, is he able to do it with the core flip? Not enough. The Thunderstruck comes down, Fiery able to find a kill, and great Rose Warp. That was 100% going in, but no, the Rose Warp return, able to get the goal, and it is PP Legends with that advantage once again.
Finally, the Titanic monolith that is Barcode on the Atlas had fallen. And the moment that foundation fell, everything crumbled apart. And that's exactly where PP Legends were able to step in and finally secure that goal after, of course, incredible Rose Warps back and forth and insane speed here on the core in overtime.
Yeah, here we have a little bit of stalling. I actually don't think they should stall at all. If you're Finesse here, it's because Fiery is the one with the disadvantage. So there's really no reason to stall it out and give him time to recover. But they are able to make it work out. Puffy is low, uses the elusive. I'm not sure Thorns would have reached, but Joker is in prime position to score. Barcode almost getting taken out here. Has to pop the elusive. I really like that Puffy uses the Supernova to last on a little bit longer, kind of with the unstoppable effect, but immediately gets taken out after. Still, we're not seeing Maddie get an opportunity to get any of these adrenaline rushes, but they are 3v1 on Joker. Joker able to hold it down. 1v3 as a goalie here on the Asher, showing that maybe Asher goalie has something to it, even though
something going on.
10 seconds of fame over there.
Yeah, absolutely huge, massive shout outs and props to the Joker for holding that 1v3 down. Fiery is going to take out Puffy, and Fiery again playing super far up here, throwing out these abilities, unloading some damage again to cards, but potentially landing another KO. But we have the core flip. Great defense here from Joker. Joker is catching his angles. Great prediction too. Oh no, Maddie, the piercing shot. Why would you shoot that way? Oh no.
Unfortunate there, suddenly, but I was going to say, like, in that previous attempt when it was Average Alex constantly feeding it into Fiery, it was Joker standing between him and Fiery. He was kind of just throwing it and ping-ponging it and getting nothing out of it. We needed to have a little bit better play between our two forwards. That could have very easily led to a goal and led them to a game 5 right there. But now we're going into what could be the final point of this entire match. It is Fiery looking really low. Is he able to live a little bit longer? But they do get one barrier. They get 2 barriers. They're in position here to go to round 5. They can tie this up, making it a 2-2 set game. But it is no Fiery taken out. And now, even though they have the advantage in barriers here, final one goes down. Can Joker finish this off here? They're kind of taking it a little bit slow. They have the man up, but they're seeing if they can put themselves in good position there. And it is the Supernova. It was actually the Thunderstruck stunning Maddie, and then the Supernova for the core to go through him, and Maddie literally could not do stun for that entire duration.
That was insane. Absolutely incredible, incomprehensible even, almost planning right there. And foresight to finally land that. It really seemed like, PP Legends were running that back. And against a team like Finesse is an incredible feat in of its own, right? So massive shout outs to PP Legends, all the PP bros out there, the hashtag PPL sweeps. We're believers. We can hope for the future. We can hope for the best. But yeah, the delegation fast approaches for a lot of these teams here, both on the east and west sides of the bracket. So very dangerous, huge, great stuff here to PPL. But I mean, Finesse put on such a show, finally bringing it back towards the end right there. Super, super dangerous, but we're able to pull it all together. Mystics, what are we thinking about the bigger thoughts here from this set? What do we really see and learn? For what I was thinking, right, is the fantastic adaptation that we saw a lot of the time coming out from the side of Finesse, right? Where it's like PPL finds some footing, and suddenly Finesse is able to shut that down. But towards the end, the larger adaptation that really came into play was from the side of the PP Legends, and that's where everyone really started to get hyped, get that bottle, and get the fan club, all the fan jerseys, the flags, everyone cheering the crowd for the PPL Legends. But just quite not able to close it out. It was real close, though, real close.
Now, we saw a little bit of Blue Lock Awakenings happening for PPL, and you have a couple more of those moments, and we'll see games being taken, right? Like I said, their standings right now are at the bottom. Do not worry, they're a newer team, newer communication. They're just fresh to the scene, and they're playing really well for how new they are. So I don't think this was a bad performance at all, and especially Addy with the Thanos rings, putting on the gauntlet every time he got a kill, the Red Bull, the blood flowing through. He was able to make things happen, and it was kind of Finesse counter adapting to that, so making sure it's like, okay, if we get KO, just make sure Maddie doesn't touch us, because that will lead to a goal. So
absolutely, I really love that kind of instant adaptation of, because I saw that right during Awakening selection of, okay, the goalie picked Adrenaline Rush. Why? I wanted to comment about it. I was just like, I'm brain blasted by this right now. We'll keep going. We'll see how the game goes, right? And suddenly I'm seeing these piercing shot Crystal Thorn snipes, right? And then I'm like, okay, Maddie's up front, Average Alex now back. Pivoting roles right there. As you said, right? So many salute understanding the assignment right there as Average Alex clutched up so hard on defense. But the big thing, a big part of Maddie's plan, right? Something been the super aggressive midfielder trying to secure these points, is to have someone to support, and that someone to support was supposed to be Fiery, right? Because Juliet naturally already has that presence, already has the moveset, the tools, the kits, and the playstyle to really push forward, to unload so much damage and finally secure those points. So finally, we started to see some insane adaptations going to the side of Finesse, where it's like, okay, maybe we can't deal with Maddie because he's sitting in the back for so long, and we don't want to dedicate that many resources to just playing hard for damage output when we have someone like Joker, which is a lot better at core positioning and securing objectives, right? So, okay, you don't want to out-damage out Maddie, right? Here's what we do. We already know Fiery is playing up so far ahead. We start taking out Fiery, right? So after Fiery's gone, even if Maddie does get the adrenaline rush after another KO, there's not a whole lot Maddie can do on their own to capitalize off of it. And that was a really big turning point for Finesse to finally find their footing again, was knocking Fiery off the board so Maddie did not have any support to help themselves out right there. And I think that was absolutely massive for Finesse to really regain their momentum, their mental, to restabilize and then push all the way through to the end and secure the dome.
Yeah, like I said, it is a great performance overall. I do want to give actual props to the Joker on the Azure, playing Azure both games here, and we talked about it a little bit when it was happening, but Azure got nerfed, and for the most part, she is a weaker character, right? She is not this overpowered monster walking up who has these free barriers being generated for her that kind of do a lot of the work of the strike wars that, you have to have the skills to do. But she's still a bruiser, and we see here, we've been seeing it mostly between Elo Heaven and Joker, were the two primary users in NASL, East at least, that put out the work on Asher. So it's a completely viable pick, and I've been playing it way more in solo queue as well after seeing these two specifically pull it out. So it still have the stuffing potential, and when you get to things like prime time start, you have insane KO potential too. So I really like that he's showing that it's like, hey, this character is not bad by any means, but you need to know what you're doing on it. It's no longer just like this free auto slam, roll your keyboard and win doing anything. So wrapping that up, I just want to give a little bit of heads up. We are a little bit early towards the next match here, scheduled to start at 7 o'clock. So while we wait for new casters to jump in and for the match to start up, we're just going to have a conversation. If there's anything you guys want to talk about, let us know.